Hello and welcome back to Cooking with Chef Dama. The other day I was in Oakland and was walking down the downtown area, came upon this restaurant, and there was a line outside the door. It was the most unassuming restaurant I have ever seen. But there was a line outside the door, didn't even have a sign. All you could get was this wonderful aroma of food coming out, and so I went in and I had one of the most incredible sandwiches. It's a sandwich which you could probably call a hoagie. It's this really big, massive sandwich. And I was thoroughly satisfied. And I decided I'm going to take my Indian knowledge of good curried chicken and make a fantastic hoagie for you today. We are going to make a curried chicken sandwich. So let's cook! The one thing about the sandwich was it had this fantastic slaw. It was really tasty, and that's what I'm going to attempt to recreate. I've got here a Savoy cabbage. It's a little different from the regular cabbage in its flavor, and it's slightly whiter, but it definitely is a much nicer cabbage. So I'm taking half a cabbage and I'm going to cut it real fine. You really want to cut the cabbage as fine as possible. The finer you slice it, the better is the slaw that you're going to make. Next, I'm going to take half an onion. Put the onions right on the top. Some very finely chopped green chilies. And this I'm going to sprinkle on top. And some scallion. I'm going to use 2 small ones. I'm going to make a warm dressing, for which I'm going to use half a cup of apple cider vinegar, to which I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar. The sugar is going to take out that sharp edge that vinegar usually has. Even though I'm using apple cider vinegar, which is a little sweeter than the average vinegar, the sugar is going to be a nice little addition. So while the vinegar is warming up and the sugar is melting into the vinegar to make the dressing, I'm going to toast some cumin seeds. I brought the vinegar up to a boil with the sugar solution. To this I'm going to add my toasted cumin seeds. That mixture I'm going to add half a cup of olive oil. And now it's time to put the salad together. Going to season it with a little bit of kosher salt and a few good turns of cracked pepper. Warm dressing is going to go all over the coleslaw. Next thing I'm going to do is take another baking tin, which is exactly the same size as this. And I'm going to lay this flat over it. And then every heavy can that I have in my larder just goes onto it. The purpose behind this is to weigh down the cabbage so that it presses out the juices. There's salt that's going to make the cabbage bleed out some of the juices, and mixing with the nice vinegar. And I wanted to press down, so the more it presses, the flatter it gets and the more juicy it's going to get when all the juices get together. This is now going to go in the fridge. The next step is to take a really nice ice cold beer, crack it open, and take a sip. What? I need a break, okay? Cheers. So now it's time for me to prepare the chicken. I am going to start off with some oil that I heated in a saute pan and about 1 cup of onions. This goes right in. I'm adding a little salt to the onion because I want the onions to caramelize faster. And now I'm going to get started on the sauce that's going to go with the sandwich. It's going to be a Cilantro Lime Sour Cream sauce. So first, I'm going to start with chopping some cilantro. And I'm just going to mix this up together. Now the juice of half a lime goes in. Always make sure you season it with a little bit of salt. That's it, I believe you're done. My onions are perfectly browned. Now to this I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. As soon as you put it in the oil, you get this aroma of, it's a rather pungent aroma of the ginger and the garlic just hitting you. But just by cooking it slowly, this aroma will dissipate and it becomes really nice and fragrant. Half a teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of chili powder, and half a teaspoon of coriander powder. Mix it all real well. Now whenever you add the dried powders to your curry, there is a very good tendency that they might want to burn because these are dry powders getting into quite a hot medium. It is very advisable to put in a little bit of water. This is a good indication of what you want your curry to look like. It's starting to get into a nice little paste. You want to stir the mixture right now as you want the tomatoes to break down and become a really fine paste. And while it's simmering over there, I'm going to start getting prepared on my bread. I'm going to cut this bread right into half. A little pan which I'm going to spray bread on. Wow, look at that. It's become a nice and very, very mushy paste. Exactly what I'm looking for. It's time to add the chicken, which I have cut into very small cubes. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of chaat masala. Chaat masala is a combination of spices, and you can get this package at any Indian store. It has a wonderful, very citrusy flavor, and it's going to really finish this chicken very well. One of my favorite Indian herbs, kasuri methi. Just a little sprinkle. Kasuri methi has this big, bold flavor that just goes boom, punch in your face. Really tasty. I've taken out the coleslaw that has been in the fridge that was pressed by the other pan. You can see the juices are all sort of dripping out and it's nice and moist. As I prepare my sandwich, the one thing I'm going to do is actually scoop out a little bit of the bread. This will make more room for all the stuffing that we're going to put in. A little bit of the chicken curry that I have made. In. Next, we top it with the slaw. The one secret ingredient that they used in that sandwich, which I'm going to use in mine, which makes it absolutely delicious and makes it nice and crunchy and gives it fantastic texture. Chips. Yes, we're going to put the chips on the sandwich. It's delicious. Each bite is a crunch. So here we go. Curry chicken sandwich with cumin scented coleslaw. On the side, we've got cilantro lime sour cream and the sandwich, which is filled with good crunchy goodness of store-bought chips. Happy eating!